If you can dream it, you can achieve it. And education is most powerful weapon you can possibly have. And with it, you can make all your dreams come true. There is, of course, certain exception depending on what you're aiming for. But generally, education will take you as far as you're willing to go. Having expressed a few of important points which I thought education is important, today we have with us Mr. Manoj Dubey, a simple man with high thinking, as our guest on Manthan with Saraswati. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Saraswati. And you have said a lot in your opening remarks. And we all need to realize and understand the value of education. Yes. And if education is spread in true sense, then I'm sure that most of the problems automatically get resolved.
Yes.
So we are spreading education, and then again, more important is the type of education that we are imparting.
Yes, sir. We are very honored. We are very honored to have you on our show, sir. And before we proceed and before we hear you and your thoughts on education, I'm going to introduce you to our viewers who are watching us live and probably watch us later when the program is over, as per the convenience of people these days. So allow me to introduce you, sir.
Please go ahead.
You have been a guru, mentor, and guide for many of us, and generally known for your gentle words, but with strong sense of commitment. So, Sir Dr. Manoj Dubey has been the principal of Delhi Public School, Indonesia, and Rajkot for 30 years. Can we have the PowerPoints, Mr. Suresh? Okay. Devoting a long and dedicated tenure of 36 years in teaching mathematics. 10 books, question bank series from grade 6 to 12, all published by Tata McGraw-Hill's publication. His exemplary skills and leadership has been suitably rewarded with the CBSE Award 2014 from the HRD Minister, Government of India. Recipient of the Best Educationist Award by the International Institute of Education and Management. He has been awarded an honorary doctorate degree from the University of South America. A respected member of Kendriya Vidyalaya Selection Committee, Akashwani Hindi Day Debate Judge Panel, a committed environmentalist, and an excellent badminton player. So we are very, very, very proud to have you with us, sir. Welcome you, and we are very privileged and to have you on the show, sir, and welcome again.
Thank you so much, Saraswati, for a very, very nice introduction given to you.
Thank you.
And I have been associated to this DPS and CBSE for about 38 years. 16 years as teacher and 22 years as teacher and principal both. So this is what is about.
We have been privileged to learn from you and to work under your able leadership also, sir. So it's an honor for me to have you on my show. So,
thank you. Same here.
So if you allow me, sir, can we go ahead with our chatting session for today?
Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. So I know you, we all know you as a mathematics teacher. So my question would be like, way back when young minds choose a greener pasture and they have fancy of options for their careers, you know, doctors, engineers, what is the thought which motivated you to become a teacher, an educator, sir?
Let me tell you, Saraswati, in early childhood, maths was considered to be most difficult and challenging subject. In fact, that motivated me to divert towards mathematics.
Great.
So I chose maths as the main subject and worked on it.
Okay.
And frankly speaking, teaching was not the priority in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But then with the passage of time, I just went to DPS. I was just sitting at home waiting for some other results.
Mm-hmm.
The principal asked me to join immediately. I joined, and then he never allowed me to leave the school. So this is how I continued with DPS.
Okay, so
But
that's, yes, sir. Continue,
I
sir.
try to put in, all efforts to make maths a simple subject.
Mhm.
And according to me, it is really simple if taught nicely. So some phobia is there in some of the children, but then it also depends on the teacher how to motivate and how to get best out of the child.
So when you became a teacher and when you pursued your career as a teacher, so what did you do to make maths more interesting, sir? Like what was a few tips here
It
and there
it it
for
it
the
should
maths
not
teacher?
be it should not be one-sided. You keep on giving lectures and children are listening to you like a story. The maths is not taught, it is not understood that way.
Hmm.
We try to make it interactive. Let child feel yes, he or she is really in the class and participating in the activities.
Hmm.
Try to relate it to daily examples. As long as we are keeping it abstract, it will be difficult.
Hmm.
So I tell the children one very simple tip to them, that look, either you dominate, else maths will dominate you. So choice is yours. You dominate, work hard, try to understand, and more stress on understanding.
Hmm.
And why this happens, always that question should come to your mind, why this happens. And with the passage of time, yes, they learn and they dominate. They don't permit maths to dominate them.
Okay. So it's the three W's: what, when, where. So the
Mhm.
question should be why.
Aim should not be, this rote learning should not be there. Rote learning should not be there. You have to understand. Yes,
Mhm.
some simple results, you have the definitions you have to memorize. That is one part
Mhm.
everyone has to do.
Mhm.
Otherwise, try to apply as much as you can.
Okay. So you are a mathematician and you have published about 10 books and series of question banks, which is published by Tata McGraw Hills. So now you have said that the child has, rote learning should not be. It is generally not the children. Sometimes it's the parent also who feels the pressure of this mathematics. So for the people who are watching us, what tips are you going to give? What tips would you like to give to the parents who are watching you to make this subject, it's sometimes it's not just the student who feels that. Sometimes the pressure is from the parents also. So those who are watching us would definitely love to know that what should the parents attitude be towards this subject, because you are an expert in my show. So what do you think the parents should provide? What kind of environment should the parent provide for the student?
Now, for the first teacher of a child is always mother.
Mhm.
School is number two. First school is home only.
Mhm.
Lap of mother. That is the first teacher.
Mm.
We should not put undue pressure on the children. Now I
Mhm.
have a grandson, 4-year-old, and he is also being taught.
Mm.
And quite often just find that mother is losing temper while teaching him. I said, no, that is not correct.
Mhm.
We have to teach them with love and affection. Try to make it a game. Just no phobia. Come and sit, otherwise this will happen. No, that is not the correct approach.
Mm.
Sometimes if children are unwilling because they are children,
Mm.
then we need to incentivize it, that
Mm.
look, you do this much, then you are getting this much in return. So
Mm.
that is sort of give and take. And child is never ever we should teach in a manner so that aversion is developed in the children. That is not correct.
Mm.
There should be attraction towards studies. If that parents can do, problem is resolved forever. Difficult questions of science or maths or any subject, child goes to the school and learning there. But then learning atmosphere should be provided at home by the parents.
Mm.
How much conducive atmosphere is there? how many parties you are hosting where your exams are there of the child, for how many hours your TV is on, for how many hours you're busy on telephone. So that has to be kept in mind, that conducive atmosphere to be provided to the children, and definitely they will learn. Definitely they will learn. Good atmosphere, not that mother has to be highly educated to teach the child. No, not at all required. Mother has to be a good human being to give a very, very conducive, congenial atmosphere at home to the child, and we see the wonders.
That's amazing advice, sir, that a conducive environment to be given by the parents. So need not be totally educated, or need not be a mother, need not be a mathematician or a science oriented.
Certainly not.
Yeah.
See, look at the great personalities. What was the education of Mahatma Gandhi's mother? What was the education of Nehru's mother? What was the education of my mother or your mother? This is, what is happening. But then they try to make us good human beings. And that is paying us the dividends.
Yeah. That's, I think you put the point very well across, that the more conducive atmosphere a child is given, the more better the child learns, rather than, being stressed upon. The parents should also limit themselves, and they also need to focus on the child by giving away, the time for the entertainment, which they are doing by partying. And
now, so much of, again, we should not pressurize that, look, you will not watch television, look, you will not see this mobile, you will not do this, you will not do that. That should not be there. You just put a ration. Yes, you will watch for half an hour, or depending on your age factor. Encourage your child to go and play outside. If required, mother can also go and participate and sit and talk to the child and other children nearby and see. Children do wonders. We have to divide, we have to learn the time management, and no one can do better than mother.
I'm sure, sir. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Thank you so much for that lovely advice, sir. And I hope people listening to it will follow what you have, said. So moving on, sir, when you talk about the school education, there was a condition when, the children were in school, and then the world came to a standstill with the pandemic. The educator kept the spirits really high and conducted the online classes, and the education did continue. It seems that, but after now the pandemic is going down and the schools have started to open up, it seems like the children have lost connection with the regular classes and coaching. So what is your thought on the loss of which the children suffered? And my second question would be, what are the skills required to be successful in the need of the 21st century education? So there are two questions.
The first question regarding pandemic, that was a situation no one predicted, no one knew about it. In such emergency situation, no one can plan anything. That is the reason we all suffered a lot. We were not knowing what will happen. But then again, every adversity is an opportunity for us. Today, online work, so much online. We are talking this through Zoom. I think before pandemic, that was not so common. We are interacting, and we have found some way, some leeway, that yes, we are managing, and we are somehow pulling on, I will call it. No replacement to classroom teaching, Saraswati, no replacement to classroom. But at the same time, when this pandemic is all around, second wave, then third wave is knocking, Omicron is there, and so much news is there. So it's again, life is more important. We are sitting at home online. We are not certainly doing 100% justice to the children, but then again, safety is the priority, and that is the reason online will continue and should continue until and unless this fear and this corona disappears and we are able to move out. Regarding the second question, what type of education? It should be skill based, based on what child is reading in the books. That is one part, that is important part. But more important is skill based, how much you have learned, and what you have learned, how much you can apply. So that application part has to be there. And we need to compel the child to think. Once thinking process develops, I think child is able to solve the problems, to resolve the issues. And what happens when you enter an organization, then clerical staff is there, then junior manager, then senior manager, then, general manager. So some hierarchy is there. Reason is, higher is the post, greater is the responsibility, and higher post means you are capable of resolving the problems. You are capable of taking decisions because you are having that much of skill in you.
Yeah.
So education has to be skill based, where we are able to train the children to take appropriate decision depending on the situation. That is the reason rote learning, no, rote learning has to be done away with. Let us go back again to skill based learning.
Yeah. So you were known for your simple words, but yet a great commitment towards, whatever job has to be done. I've seen that. So if I talk about discipline, which is a very, very, very difficult terminology, how do you interpret it? And I've got questions really tangled along with Adik. It says, what are the various ways you would implement it amongst the children and the teenagers? And what are your magic words or the tricks you would make them follow rules? What is your magic thing?
First thing is, if you want to inculcate the discipline to the next generation, you have to be disciplined yourself. What you want others to do, you do it first.
Yeah.
If a child sees that, look, his parents are getting up early in the morning, then parents are entitled to ask the child, please get up in the morning, get ready.
Yeah.
Right? And child is just, parents are sleeping and giving instructions to the child, get up early in the morning, go start your work, then that is not the correct way. In the same way, for a school principal, you have seen, if principal is coming late to the school, I think principal has no right to ask the teachers to come on time.
True.
That is the reason principal normally in the schools are supposed to take classes, thereby setting an example to the teachers how to teach various skills. So if you wish to inculcate the discipline, you want discipline go to next order, next generation, then the present generation has to be disciplined.
So so how will the children and the teenagers, these days teenagers, hear it from the parents, you hear it from the teachers that there is no corporal punishment, you can't enforce too many restrictions on them, you can't. So how do you think that the children and the teenagers can be brought into discipline without being too harsh on them, and to have it done in a very smooth way that they follow the discipline?
Two simple things we have to manage. One is politeness. Second is firmness.
Yes.
Is to have to go together. Be polite, but then be firm at the same time. Whatever right is right will remain right. No question of compromising on that. But then how it is implemented, by being harsh, certainly not. Motivate the child that, look, this is good for you. Quote some good examples. Teach the children, and definitely they have to listen to you. Why not? Teenagers have their own, way of life, and that is natural. There is, hormonal changes in them. So their inquisitiveness, let us not suppress it. They wish to know many things which we want them not to learn. That is again not correct. So we need to tell them politely that, look, either it is boy or girl, that, look, whatever is happening at this age is normal. When we were of your age, we underwent the same system. So nothing to hide, but quote unquote in brackets, we need to explain to the children that, look, this is normal, but then discipline is the way, and this is the way to tackle it. It depends, how nice a teacher is, but at the same time, there must be some qualities in children. These qualities will come not from the teachers, will come from the parents. Sometimes if you are firm and you are little harsh, now tomorrow parents will come and question you. That was not happening 25 years ago. What is happening now? So children also have to have some guts, some knowledge to understand. If we go back to olden days, our this epic Mahabharata, and just see Guru Dronacharya was the same. Duryodhan was there in his team and Arjun was also in the team. And they were diagonally opposite, but the teacher was the same. So reason is other factors, extraneous factors are also there. Everything is not teacher centric. Teacher plays a pivotal role. But then let me tell you, if teacher and parents and the society, they all come together for a cause, definitely result is going to be very, very good.
I agree with you, sir. Totally agree with you that we all have to come together, and the child is the focus, but it has to be done in a very nice way. So what will be your magic word or trick to make them follow rules, sir?
Again, collectively, that's the reason there is a system parent-teacher meeting. Parents have to take, teachers have to take parents into confidence and vice versa. If child is, any parent is observing anything where teacher's help is required, or teacher is observing something when parents' help is required, let us come on the same platform. But then third factor is also of the factor of the society. They also need to come together sometimes. So that is the reason quite often, we spread some message by in the society by taking out some rallies or by sending the children to the society, please go and plant a tree. For example, I'm sending children, please go and plant a tree in each colony nearby your area. Then parents have to come together, and society has to come together and be aggressive in getting it done. But then quite often, even for such noble cause society, some people, they were not supporting. But then we cannot help. We are in the society, we find every type of people. But then primarily teachers and parents, if they are on the same platform, the result is going to be very, very good.
Sir, normally when I talk to my friends, or when I hear people talking about discipline, the parents generally say that the child is so, now that because of its online education, the child was totally hooked to TV, or the screen time was so much, and the children don't listen to it because they are they are in their own world. Sometimes they even don't interact the whole day with the parents. So in this situation, what would your advice be to a parent?
There was a time, Saraswati, before this pandemic, that in CBSE schools, mobile was not allowed inside the school. Quite often, we used to confiscate the mobile, that instrument, and parents would come and collect. Now, because of this pandemic situation, again reversed. Now we are depending on this mobile, this instrument. Then again, as I said, we have to fix a time limit. That time limit has to be fixed by the parents. That look, as long as teaching is there, you are in front of this, and never ever permit the children to board the room from inside. Then child may not be into the class, maybe somewhere else. And parents, as precaution, must block some of the sites which are not required. Make changes in the computer where only educational sites or whatever your classes are conducted, only that much should be there. So that way transparency also comes into the system, and time is fixed. Look, your classes are 6 to 9. After 9, TV is off, or this is off. Please come and do some other activities.
Right. Right. I get it. And I hope parent who questioned me this, she's got the answer through this medium. So I'm sure she's watching us either live on Facebook, or she will watch us later. But then I'm sure she will get the message what you are trying to say, or we are trying to, try to tell the parents. So my next question would be that you have been the city co-coordinator for the competitive exams conducted by CBSE, like CTET, GEE, UGC, NET, and NEET since 2011, right, sir? So my question to you would be, like, do you think that the standardized testing in which these formats are is the effective way to judge learning, sir?
This is, these are competitive exams where they have to select the best people. And they are only judging this bookish part,
Mm.
but then for them, there is no other way.
Mm.
Such a huge population,
Mm.
in your NEET exam, more than 15 lakh students appear.
Mm.
So it is not possible to evaluate one by one by taking interview and all. So this is round number 1, then round number 2, something like that. They conduct for JEE and NEET.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the only way, I think, everywhere it happens.
Mm.
Only issue was of the language, whether they should stick to English or they should also conduct the papers in the regional languages. That also, I think, has been done. Regional languages are now allowed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if fairly conducted, that there is no problem as such.
Mm-hmm. So what's your take on standardized testing, sir? I mean, is it the way to judge a learning process of a child? What is your personal opinion? This is a platform you can express your views, like, yes, you're for it.
If population, this is what I'm saying, if population is less, and if we have to evaluate less number of children, then we can have both the ways. Look, this is the written examination and this is for your other skills. But then when you are dealing with the children who are into millions, then I think this is the only way, standard way to conduct the exam, then select. And if child is getting very good marks, means child is having some potential only, then he or she has been able to answer the questions.
Okay. Okay, moving on with the same pattern, like with learning process. My question to you, sir. In today's competitive world, a school plays the most important role to develop positive mindset, foster the spirit of unity and teamwork, and all around excellence in the student. So if I have to ask you, you have been a great educator. I have seen it, and we all know it. Give us your top 3 mantras which you follow to instill these qualities in the student.
Before this, you asked the question about this city coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, madam, that is again to build a team.
Mm-hmm.
CBSE is appointing that look for these cities or this city, he is the city coordinator. Means what, we have to develop a team, convene a meeting, take them together. Never ever be the boss. Look, do as I ask you to do, not that. I used to say, look, I'm CBSE representative like you only. This is my duty. So we have to do it together. So let us be leader and let others feel you are really a leader. So always lead by example.
Right.
Now coming to your second, synergize. We have to create the synergy in the system. We need to learn to integrate the people. We need to learn to bring teachers on one platform. We need to learn to integrate the parents. We need to involve them into the system. And more important than these two, children are there. Make them feel that how important they are for us.
Right.
So that is the success mantra for any. Just keep them together. Each one should feel indispensable. Look, without you, it's not possible. Child, you are so important to us. So each and every person is important, and it is for the leader to ensure that, yes, no one is left out. That is the reason ours was a small school, but then each and every child is participating in the function. Maybe a function is conducted for 2 days or 3 days, doesn't matter, but no child is left out. Let us not be selective. Look, these 20 children or these 100 children will be there on the stage. Others we are, just ignoring. That should not be the case. Each and every person is important. Create a synergy, bring them together.
Opportunity for every child is important.
Yes, why not? Why not?
Great, sir. Wonderful. So moving on, sir, as a social being, it is our responsibility to give something back to the society and make place for the next generation. So this, as an educator, you know it, and as a teacher and as a parent, and I think we all know that this, giving back to the society is so important. Whether it's recognized by the present, the parents who are too involved with the child right now in bringing them up, but yeah, giving back to the society is very, very important. So you established a community service club in the school. Besides academics, you promote sports. You have adopted old age home. So what are your views on what contributes to the holistic development in a student?
Aim is to see that a child is not self-centered.
Mm.
From early childhood, we need to learn to teach the child that, look, you owe something to the society. God has given us enough. A part of it, we need to give the people who need it. And we are not losing anything. We are giving it to needy people. And Saraswati, it does wonders.
Mm.
The child who gives
Mm.
feels so happy. Yes, I have fed two people here. They were hungry and I provided food. So that happiness, and if that habit is coming and it is becoming a culture that, look, we are helping the people, just see how many evils from the society will disappear. Why should people become thieves or dacoits? Why should they be? If they know this, if I go and ask the people, I'm hungry, please arrange it, I'm getting the food, why should I do all these things? So giving to the society, we need to learn, and parents have to promote, and parents are promoting. If we are approaching them, as I said earlier, create a synergy. I talked to the parents, I said, look, without your help, it's not possible. Please donate whatever you can. We always avoided cash. For that, there was an account. Please deposit. And that account was subject to audit, everything. Now, what greatest, happiness we used to get when the small child is getting down the bus and holding some small packet of 1 kg or 2 kg sugar, he has brought or she has brought, yes, sir, this is to be given to someone.
Oh, so sweet.
So much they were bringing. I said, you please bring some good clothes or some toys, some eatables, whatever, please bring, and then we will distribute. And children used to give to class 4 employees. Teachers also used to contribute. So that is such nice habit. I asked the children, please donate some plants to the school. They were very happy. Small child bringing some small plant in the morning. Parents are supporting. So the school is green the way it was. Texmeco was green the way we all did it. Our Rajkot, not only school inside school, even adjoining areas, roadsides, all were green. We planted so many trees, and this all with the help of the children.
Wonderful.
Society members were there, children were there. So this habit of giving, habit of donating, giving. And I tell them one more thing. I said, look, if you give, your hand is always up.
Yeah.
If you receive, you do it like that. If you do it like this, you are begging. No, that should not be the case. Keep your hands up and give to the people. They feel so happy doing that.
True.
So that habit, parents along with the school teachers have to do together. And I was tremendously successful in that. Regarding this old age home, not only that we adopted, that is one part, we were meeting their requirements, that is another part. But important than these two aspects, I used to send them to that old age home, go take a basket of fruits, sit with Dada, Dadi, Nana, Nani, whosoever, touch their feet, take the blessings, spend some time with them and come back. They were so happy. Look the shine at their face. So that is important. If this is becoming a sort of movement and more children are involved, definitely we see a change in the society.
So basically it is compassion which you create, and that compassion heart will make the child grow, not just from the education point of view, but his heart would bloom, and
exactly.
his
And
heart blooms, and the whole personality or positivity in the personality also radiates through compassion.
Exactly. And this joy of giving.
Joy.
Rotary was there. Joy. Take joy and give.
Yeah.
Joy of giving.
Yeah.
That week is celebrated. Joy of giving.
Yeah.
And the children were so happy. Parents were so supportive, cooperative. We were giving, and children were so happy to give. And they were only giving. I was instrumental only. They were giving. There's a small packet. Yes, I have, and please take it. Diwali is coming. Different. That makes the difference.
It looks like it is a combination of not just bringing in community service, but is also moral values which indirectly got instilled into the heart of the child.
That's integral part of education. Integral part of education. You are learning to give something.
Yeah. So when you're talking about learning, teachers are imparting that learning, and teacher helps students to learn by imparting knowledge to them in all ways, by setting up a situation in which the student can learn effectively. That's what a teacher does, and that's what a school does. With the changing online classes and virtual learning, what's the place of a teacher in this era? What are your thoughts on this, sir?
Continuous change is required, Saraswati. We cannot remain stuck to our old traditions. Good traditions are really good, no doubt about that. But when there is no platform for us to show our skills, please make changes in yourself. I'm referring to the teachers and online classes. Please make it as practical as possible, as interactive as possible, as entertaining as possible. And when we are shifting towards, artificial intelligence, AI, there was a time 10 years ago, AI means Air India at that time. Now AI is what? Artificial intelligence.
True.
So we all have to learn. We all have to learn, and we all have to change with the passage of time. After all, we are there catering to the needs of the children. Whatever child needs, we have to do. We are not able to go. This way we are sending some message to the children. But certainly, there is no replacement to the proper classroom teaching.
So the teacher will continue to be there. No wonder what kind of online virtual
whatever online, make it more interactive, make some better PowerPoint presentation, make some better slides, make some good other representation, but then you have to make your presentation acceptable to the children, because there is no other way, and we do not know what next year is going to be for us.
True, sir. True, sir.
We have to be mentally prepared, keep our mind open, that we are able to change the way situation wants.
Right. So, sir, the most of the students these days, like, because they are so much involved into, learning online classes, and they have their homeworks to be done, they have their assignments to be, submitted. So most of some students are sleep deprived, and most of them, they lose their calm and become very anxious due to high, this anxiousness could come because of they are too overworked, with the submission of their task or submission of their homework, assignments, tests, and what all and what not. So the high competence level and various challenge which they face with the expansion of social media, and the world around them and around us is changing so rapidly. My question, sir, in your opinion, what are the present challenges that a student faces when he steps out into the real world? Which skills will be more important to face the challenge? Because now he's in this whole world, like now because of the ongoing pandemic, like we discussed, he's in a room, he's with online classes. So once this is done and he has to face the world. So what kind of, skills will he need? And share your tips to the listeners and who are watching us.
That is the real challenge that we are facing, and we can experiment that. I have already done, Saraswati. You ask a child, please tell me what is the tulsi plant, how the leaves are of tulsi plant. Child will not go outside here and there, will immediately go to Google and type tulsi and see the photo. That is the disadvantage. That is the disconnect. We are able to make friend. I'm able to talk to you in Jakarta, but I am not talking to my parents who are just 10 meters away from me. So social media is bringing faraway people closer to us, and in some cases the people who are close to us, they are becoming distant. So that is the disadvantage. But then everything has plus and minus points. It is for us, our prudence will decide what is good for us and what is not good for us. So, and one simple case, when this Alfred Nobel, he invented this dynamite, and his aim was different. He wanted explosions for the purpose of development. Supposing we are making a road and some, stones are there. So use dynamite, blast it off, and within minutes, you are able to see the results. People started misusing. At the time of his death, even before that, he says, I am not expressing my happiness over what I have done because I have seen it is being put to misuse nowadays. So it is for us, social media is very good, nothing wrong. This is, the wonderful thing, but then it is to be used in a very, very positive and significant manner.
Right. So how can a parent help a child to become calm and, not being anxious? Do you have any tips for them, sir?
Balance in life is required. If child has studied online for 3 hours, then please ask your son or daughter, stay away from this laptop. Now come, let us go to the ground. Sit, let us have tea together. Let us talk. Let us walk here. We are going here and there. Some physical activity has to be there. Otherwise, sitting whole day because competition is there, we have to prepare for JEE or NEET and everything. That is again very important, but not at the cost of the health. Sitting for hours and hours in front of the computers is again not good for health, neither for our backbone nor for the eyes. So parents have to see that, look, balance is struck. Study in front of computers, then again move out, and how much physical activity. Now again, problem is we cannot go outside. We can do some yoga. If child is not doing, mother or father should do with the child. Yes, please let us come together, do some yoga, make it into the system. Morning, please do for half an hour pranayama, yoga or some exercise that keeps your blood circulation in order. So some ways we have to find.
So it is how the parent would befriend the child and strike a balance between all kind of commitments.
Parents' role is increasing. Parents' role is increasing in this difficult situation because parents have more experience than the children. Do something, do some sit up or push up or something, whatever pranayama or whatever kapalbhati and Anulom, do something. Sit in the balcony, do for half an hour. Some ways have to be worked out.
Yeah. So my next question would be on, a self-improvement for the grown-ups and the students. So what are your thoughts on importance of introspection for self-improvement from the parent point of view, from the student's point of view?
That is for all. First thing is we need to learn to compete with ourselves first. I as a person should ensure that my tomorrow should be better than my today. And in the evening, I come to know that what I have not done correctly today, I know it. Everyone knows it. Make sure that tomorrow it is not repeated. What good has been done today is to be repeated tomorrow. So this is how, no need to compete with others. Keep an eye with what is happening in the world. That is one part. But then at the same time, compete with yourselves. And second thing, what I tell the children, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. Please make it possible. I was reading somewhere until 1956 or 46, this 1 mile distance, no one could run in less than 4 minutes. No one could run. So that was a taboo. 4 minutes more than I have to take, otherwise not possible. In that particular year, I don't remember, some name, Roser or something was there. And he completed in 3 years and 3 minutes and 56 seconds. He broke that barrier by 4 seconds. And after that, 60,000 people have done it because the barrier is broken. So that has to be there. Always strive to achieve more and more and more. I tell the children that, look, please set your goal. Set your goal, reasonable goal, and power inside you is much, much higher than the goal you have set. You will achieve it. Decide, start working hard. But then again, Rome was not built in a day. Start working from day one and you will get the result.
Very, very motivating, sir. Very motivating. Okay, this one, before we finish off with the formal questions, my question is, you had happy periods set up in your school, sir? I mean, you
Yes,
said
yes,
no formal exams up to fifth standard, and it has to be like happy
exactly.
periods. And
Mhm.
how was the experience when you introduced this to
This
these
is what
students?
I'm saying. And this, I was taught when I went to this IIM Ahmedabad for
Mm-hmm.
teachers, this principals orientation program.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea was what they suggested,
Mm-hmm.
that every time we should not impose what we want on the children. Why not to ask the children that, look, what do you want?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So talk to the children once in a month that what you wish to do today. So one Saturday was happy period. So children will decide today we will not go to a classroom.
Mm-hmm.
If small children are saying, I have heard about physics lab, I will go to that physics lab today. Please take us there. So whatever they wanted,
Mm-hmm.
they said, no, we will not have our, lunch in the canteen. Today we want to have it outside under the shade of a tree. Today we want to go inside this table. Whatever I said, you take your decision. Children used to decide. Today we wish to dance or so whatever. So one day for them. Sometimes, one period for them. Whatever. One Saturday was, happy Saturday. One period is, eighth period is the happy period, whatever they wish to do. So again, as I said earlier, children used to feel very happy that, look, this is our school and my voice has a say. What we say is accepted by the school system. So we were trying, we want to integrate it. They were integrated into a system. Yes, child goes back and tell the parents that, look, this is what my teacher did. We wanted to go there and we were taken there. So that was the happy period concept. And second one, you asked something else. Happy period and
No. Happy period. How was your experience when you saw the children taking charge and they felt that they were a part of the system and their voices were heard? So you as a principal, what
we
was
were all
your
not.
expression at that moment?
I was happy. Parents were happy, and teachers were also happy. They all were so happy, and believe in me, when you feel when you see a smile on the faces of the children, that gives you tremendous satisfaction and happiness. That, look, how successful I am as a teacher or as a parent or as a principal when all the children are smiling and doing their job.
True, sir.
And that is the reason is when child enters the school, should never enter, crying. Child is entering the school with a smiling face because there is no corporal punishment and child's voice is heard. Whatever child says is given due consideration. If it is not possible, then explain to the child that, look, beta, not possible in this system. But then we will consider and do it again.
Right. Okay, now with this lovely concept which you took up, sir, happy period for the students. Now with this constant changing world, with with new ideas, new circumstances, with unforeseen or what is going to happen in next few years, what do you think will education system be in next 5 years? I mean, what are your views? It's not going to happen like it's quite an uncertain period even now with Omicron coming up.
Next 5 years, I think it will be depending more on this artificial intelligence. The type of setbacks that we have seen in last couple of years, it will take time to come out of it. So we have to heavily depend on artificial intelligence, and what best use can be made, that also has to be seen. Tomorrow, maybe we find some better way of our IT system, and we can help the children in better way. And again, one more point I would like to focus on, not next 5 years, previous 50 years. One thing is definitely lacking in our system that we have to inculcate, and I repeat with authority, something is lacking in the system. That is the patriotic feeling that we have to instill, should be integrated into the system. Patriotism. And one question you did not ask, I was anticipating that. What is the difference between teaching in Indonesia and teaching in India?
That question is there, sir. I was just coming to it. I just
right. I'm answering that question.
Yes, yes,
Teaching in Indonesia was a wonderful experience, but then nothing to beat our country. Okay, nothing to beat India. Ours is the best country.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying. Children have to learn it. Education alone, making tech savvy like Osama bin Laden was an educated person. He was not uneducated. And so many anti-national activities are taking place. Not that uneducated people are doing it.
Yeah.
Educated people are into it. And that is a concern if we are addressing it at the classroom level and make a child patriot, 100% patriot. Nothing beyond that has to be thought of. Our country comes first. We are living here. We will die for it and we will die here. So that change has to be made. For that curriculum, I think they are working on it in Delhi administration. They have already started patriotism. Teachers also will address as and when it is possible. They should do it. And patriotism means Indonesians have to think about Indonesia. Indians will think about India. That is patriotism.
Yes, sir. I was having that question for you, and the question was like, yeah, education varies from country to country. And you have served in India and outside India, like you have been in Jakarta. So what is the difference you have observed in our present system and the international education?
And that is, change. We are willing to accept the change. I was there in Indonesia. I loved their traditions. I loved those people, excellent people. I could not have imposed anything from this country on them. I was their guest. They treated us so well. And I took them into confidence.
Yes.
At no point of time, anything against them or against their country. That was not the aim. So excellent bonding was there. As far as education pattern you have said, Saraswati, this science, maths, English, these subjects remain the same across the globe.
Yes, sir.
Only difference is in social studies, Americans will study about their 50 states, Indonesians will study about their thousands of islands. That local issues are, the other basic things are the same. International education, basically these big boards, IB or this Cambridge, for expatriate community, those who are moving from one country to the other, so that the continuity is maintained. Otherwise, basic education, when we go to developed countries, that is more practical oriented. Unfortunately, India, we are not that much, practical oriented, because our own systems are such, our economy is such that we cannot afford big laboratories in all the rural schools. So that difference is there. Otherwise, basically, are not much difference by and large same.
So do you think with your experience, do you think that ever like India could also match up to the level of what the international education, along with the patriotism feeling being maintained and creating, like what you said, other factors which will bring the holistic development?
It is already happening. Indian children, they are doing wonders. See, all our CEOs are there, either it is Google or it is now Twitter or either Microsoft, all Indians are there. That means, see the talent that we are having, see the institutes that we are running, that children who study here are going to other countries. And we are also elevating our level. One thing that will take little time, when we are able to attract children from developed countries to come to India for education. So that definitely needs a little more infrastructure, but time is not too far. Otherwise, if you remember, in olden days, in our Nalanda University, students used to come from other countries to study.
Yes. This
so
is the
maybe,
concept. Sorry, sir.
Maybe time will change, and we are able to create universities like Nalanda, and we are able to attract. And some more IITs are there. Some more IITs will come. Some more aims will come. We will see that we are getting Americans or England people, students to come and become doctors and engineers in India. It will take a little time, but then I think nothing is impossible. We are now in very, very right direction, and things are looking so good, and I'm hopeful what you said will come true.
So is it possible to stop the brain drain which happens? Like this is a very not a very serious question, but just to know your opinion on brain.
It's a very serious question. We need to address it here. For example, in IIT, highly subsidized education, taxpayers, their money is used to educate the students here, and advantage of that education is taken by America. So that is disadvantage to our country. At the same time, when I talk to these people, they say brain drain, otherwise brain remains in drain here.
That's a sense of humor. So you have not listed, you just.
So this is what I'm saying. They say if we are given equal salary package, equal facilities, equal opportunities to learn, equal opportunities for research and development, what they are getting in other developed countries, if they are not getting here, then what is the point? They are going outside.
True.
So their viewpoint is also good, not invalid. Simply I tell them be patriotic, and whatever you are getting, be satisfied and be here. That's again not a practical idea. So we have to create conducive atmosphere here. We have to provide good facilities for research and development so that they wish to work here. They say what learning is there in America for doctors and engineers is not here. What Google is doing in America or Microsoft is doing, can we do something here like that? So that others will come and work here. So that is the difference of brain drain and brain in drain. So that's again on lighter note, not to upset, not to offend anyone. But then it has to stop.
Okay, I think so. We have spent about 1 hour and 16 minutes talking. So before we conclude, a few of some personal moments. What is you have been in education all these years, and what is your favorite moment or experience from your own experience in education? What's your favorite moment? You've had so many years and so many hours, and you're a mathematics teacher and you can make a list of it. But what has been your favorite?
Teaching the children who were so weak. That was the greatest challenge, and I really enjoyed. Teaching bright children and producing result is one part. What gives you satisfaction? When you teach a child whose parents have given up the hopes, you teach that child, that is the true satisfaction I have got twice or thrice in my life.
Great. So I think, sir, we have had some magical moments of real connection with education and your experience, and you have expressed your concerns and your what you have done for the society so beautifully. So if I were to ask you to sum up your thought, what would your words? I mean, no, nothing about the questions and not what we have discussed.
As I said, I will reiterate that point. Value system. Saraswati, why should there be old age homes in the city? And I'm so sad, so appalled to tell you, the old age home that we adopted there in the school, most of the ladies, their sons and daughters were so nicely set in the same city. That is not correct. Decline in the value system, where we are not respecting our parents, our elders, not willing to help them when they grow old. That is the biggest concern. We need to address that issue. So that is value system, and coupled with that is patriotism. If these two, because science and maths, that is one part. Be a human being is the best part of education. What our parents have taught us, they were not big scientists or engineers, but they made us good human beings. So that we need to do, that we are able to make our children good human beings, rather than focusing on giving tuition on maths or science or something. That is number two. Number one, make a good human being your son or daughter. If that we are able to do, nothing to match.
Brilliant thoughts. Amazing thoughts, sir. And I think with this lovely thought of yours, that we need to create a good human being first, with a compassionate heart, with love inside, so that there is no way that like what you're talking about, the old age home which is your concern. I think it's a concern for everybody, and this kind of education with morals can be created. I think we can have a wonderful world and have a great educated human being, right, sir? So I just want to conclude the session by just saying a few things, and was wonderful having you with us, sir. So I just want to say that It is said that a man without education is like a building without foundation. With education, people can become better citizens, knowing the right from wrong, allowing for a better society where laws work, right, sir? So I would like to conclude with one quote of Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And it was quoted by Nelson Mandela, and having you on the show and you pointing out that we need to create good human beings for a better society. I think that was very nice to hear from you, and it was lovely, taking your chatting with you, sir, talking to you, and very thankful for you taking out your precious time to spend with Manthan with Saraswati and with us is very, very heartwarming, and I feel very honored. Thank you once again, Dr. Manoj Dubey.
Saraswati, thank you so much, and let our viewers know that Saraswati was and is, I think, a Hindi teacher. Yes. And see the way she is conducting the program, and your theme is so good, and I think it will bring about some change in the society. Continue like this. All good wishes to you. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you so much for coming once again, sir. And thank you for watching. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is Saraswati signing off for Manthan with Saraswati. And as today's show had Dr. Manoj Dubey with us, a fantastic human, simple, and a very focused and a very, very compassionate hearted, but yet a very, very committed person in the field of education. So once again, thanking you for being with us, sir. And it's an honor having you on the show. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.